my original. Control V to paste the other data I got from Word processor as the support files that were provided. So this is the data that is maybe concerning the learners in the school, and I can just shift the columns and the rows so that it's just appropriate. Now this is the original data, and it's very important for you not to tamper with the original data of Excel, because remember, when you tamper with the original data of Excel, for example, putting a heading there and adding a lot of content, you may find challenges importing it to database. So it's very important for you to have the original copy in Excel stored somewhere, because it may make the importing very easy. You may easily import that original data to database. So I'm going to leave the original sheet having that data right there, and I'm going to just maybe rename this sheet here as original ABE data. So original ABE data, and then I'm going to just give it maybe a color, and then I'm going to just copy this data. I take it to another sheet. Maybe it's the data I'm going to be using for formatting. I'm going to be pasting it on that sheet so that I can use that data for formatting. Yeah, so this is the data I'm going to be using for formatting, and I can rename it ABE formatted sheet, because this is the data I'm going to be changing according to the question preferences. Yeah. So straight to the question once again. The question is here, what I was analyzing. They say that you are employed as an ICT assistant during your work in ABE primary school, and at the end of every term two, the school admin provides academic performance data for P7 pupils in math, English, science, and SST. Now, the admin requires an analysis within 3 days to support decision making and improve performance. And Zube, who is the head of ICT in that school, is not around. So it means that the school wants to know how learners performed. Of course, you should identify strong and weak learners in that class and compare their results. Yeah. Before I even go to the visual part, this 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 paragraph, they're telling us that the school wants to know learners' performance. Yeah. Identify strong and weak learners, compare overall results, and present information maybe visually. Now, if you want to know the performance of learners, identify strong and weak ones. And this is your Excel you're using. I started with this. Now you see, the scores are there in all the subjects: math, English, science, and SST. The scores are all there. But if I want to identify the performance of these learners, I want to first see their totals, maybe. Yeah, I want to first see their totals. For example, I can decide to see their totals from math, maybe up to social studies, and then I just, drag to the last learner. So when I find the total here, it means that I am I am showcasing the performance of learners through total. Yeah, and I'm able to spot a weak and a strong learner when I calculate the total. Now the total could not be enough as well. I can even do the average, because average is also enabling me spot a strong and weak learner. For example, I've already got the total. You already see that the strong learner is maybe Tana Esther. She's a strong learner, a weak learner, and another one is Joy Jane. She's a weak learner, because I'm using total to spot their ability in class. And it's what the admin wants, it's what the school wants. So I want to continue with average. I want to do average equals average, open bracket, total over the 4 subjects, close the bracket, and I scroll to the rest of the learners. So you see, even average is enabling me spot a strong and weak learner. And lastly, I can even spot a strong and weak learner through ranking them. Equals rank, open brackets. Total is here. I'm going to rank using total, H2, comma, I repeat H2, but this time around I lock it, $H, $2. Yeah, 2 rank stops at, this is H10, $H, $10, comma, 0, close the bracket and hit enter. Now you see, even rank is enabling me spot strong and weak learners. For example, a strong learner is called Sarah Ali because she was number 1 with the highest average and I think with the highest total right there. So it means that I'm trying to spot a strong and weak learner right there. I'm trying to spot a strong and weak learner in the 3 columns I've just done so far. Okay. And I'm at this part of the question. I think this part I've just ticked because I'm spotting strong and weak learners and I want to compare their results. That's why I'm doing totals, averages, yeah, and maybe rank. So after doing the 3 columns or doing the 3 aspects so far, I can continue to this. Now I can apply in my creativity. For example, these learners can have class teacher. So class teachers comment on learner performance. Class teachers comment on learners performance. So maybe a class teacher is also going to comment on his or her learner's performance using a certain criteria. So let me just do this. Let me highlight this and then I give it all borders as well. Yes. So class teachers comment on learner performance because of course they're in a class and they have a class teacher in that primary 7 class. So I'm going to just use a simple criteria here to design just a comment on the learner scores, and the comment is maybe for the class teacher in that class. So equals if I'm going to use rank that, sorry, I'm going to use average that if a learner is below, should I go with below 70? Yeah, if a learner is below 70, they have room for improvement. And if a learner is above 70 as average, good performance could be a comment. So if my average is above, let me start with above, is above or equal to 70, comma, inputs, good performance. If H2 is above or equal to 70, in quotes, good performance, comma, I repeat the if, for those who may be below 70. So if H2 is less than 70, because I'm going with less than 70, I want 69 below. That's why I'm putting less than 70, comma, in quotes, room for improvement. So you see, maybe I've decided to comment on the learner scores and it is the class teacher's wish that if a learner got below an average of 70, room for improvement. If a learner got above or equal to 70 as average, good performance. And I close the bracket 2 times because there are 2 ifs or 2 arguments. So I want to get good performance and room for improvement for some learners. So these ones with good performance, I can decide to just highlight them, hold control, highlight these ones also, hold control, then highlight this one, and I just give them maybe a fill color, sorry, to identify them, and maybe a text color that is white, and I can bold them like that, so that they can easily be identified as those or performed maybe well in that class. Okay, then this one's for room for improvement. I can click at this, hold control, highlight this, and then click at this, and then still at the fill color, I can decide to fill them with this and a white color right there, so that I can also spot them, those ones that are having room for improvement. I can now highlight all this, put it in the center, and of course bold it. So that is the class teacher's comment, and also I can decide to highlight the best learner, that is Sarah Ali. I think she goes up to this, and I just spot her with some kind of color. I feel color like should I go with this, and then I can give her that white look, because I think she was the best learner in that class. So why am I doing that? I'm doing all that because I want to identify strong and weak learners, and I compare their data. So that's why I take this, and I was dealing with that. Now before I go to the visuals, the visual display of data, allow me go to these two bullets as well. They are very important, and the learner was supposed to analyze them properly and then apply their knowledge with Excel, so that they can see the number of pupils per subject who qualify for a reward, and they should be above 74. They are telling us that those learners who qualify for a reward should be above 74. Yeah, above 74. That is 75 onwards. Those are the learners who qualify for a reward right there. So, if I go to my Excel once again, I think the formatted sheet. Let me give it a color. The formatted sheet. I want to spot learners who are to be rewarded. Okay, beginning with math. Let me create a column here. Right click, then select insert. And at math, I'm going to put subject reward. Yes, subject reward. Okay, I can add math subject reward, so that I see those that qualify for that qualify for a reward. So here in the question, it was clear that a learner should be above 74, so that they can qualify for a reward or an award of 12,500. Yes. So we're going to go to each and every subject, and then we're going to use the if function to spot those who qualify for the reward. So if C2 is above 74, comma, in quotes, 1, 2, comma, then that, I think that is the amount, close the quote, 12,500, comma, if C2 is less or equal to, because we want to also consider this one of 74. This person who got 74 net should not get a reward, because they told us above 74. This one with 74 is not supposed to be rewarded. That's why I'm putting less or equal to 74, comma, in quotes, I put no reward, close quotes, and close the bracket 2 times, press enter, and scroll to the last learner. So you see, math had 1, 2, 3, 4 learners who got rewards because their scores were above 74, as you clearly notice. So even at math, I'm going to just highlight these ones who got a reward, then hold control, click at this one, then click at this one. You give them a blue color. Let me decide to go with blue because I think blue matches the good performance. So I'm going to just highlight them, and we give them this color. The fill color, sorry, and it should be blue.